Plot twist in Angela Deem and Michael Ilesanmi's 90-Day Fiancé storyline leaves fans shocked. The story of Angela Deem and Michael Ilesanmi has always been one of the most controversial, emotionally charged, and polarizing narratives in the 90-Day Fiancé franchise. From the very beginning, their relationship sparked intense reactions from viewers, critics, bloggers, and even fellow cast members. Their age gap, cultural differences, power imbalance, and explosive arguments made them a constant focal point of discussion. However, newly uncovered information has completely flipped the narrative that fans thought they understood, and the revelations are nothing short of shocking. For years, the dominant belief among viewers was that Angela, an American woman from Georgia, was financially supporting Michael, a Nigerian man, throughout their long-distance relationship. Angela herself repeatedly reinforced this narrative on camera, frequently claiming that she paid for Michael's expenses, controlled the finances, and sacrificed her money to help him pursue a future in the United States. She often portrayed herself as the victim, an older woman being potentially exploited by a younger foreign man seeking a green card. But now, evidence that never aired on the show suggests that the truth may have been the complete opposite. How Angela and Michael's relationship began. Angela Deem and Michael Ilesanmi first connected online, a beginning that immediately set off alarm bells for Angela. Michael had messaged her out of the blue, something Angela repeatedly referenced as suspicious. From the start, she openly questioned his motives, suggesting that he might be scamming her, using her for money, or simply trying to gain entry into the United States. Despite her doubts, Angela pursued the relationship aggressively. She traveled to Nigeria multiple times, became deeply involved in Michael's life, and insisted on being in control of nearly every aspect of their relationship. Their dynamic was explosive, marked by constant arguments, jealousy, accusations of infidelity, and intense emotional confrontations. Angela never hesitated to voice her opinions on camera. She accused Michael of lying, cheating, manipulating her, and trying to use her for financial gain. She often reminded him and the audience that she was an American woman with money, power, and the ability to change his life. This sense of financial superiority became a recurring theme throughout their storyline. Angela's repeated claims of financial control. Throughout multiple seasons of 90-Day Fiancé and its spin-offs, Angela made it very clear that she believed she was financially responsible for Michael. She frequently stated that she sent him money, paid for his living expenses, and funded his life in Nigeria. According to Angela, her financial support gave her justification to control Michael's behavior, friendships, and daily routine. One of the most controversial moments was when Angela forced Michael to quit his job. She claimed that his workplace environment made her insecure, and she feared he would cheat on her again. Michael complied, further reinforcing the belief among viewers that Angela was now fully funding his life. Angela also accused Michael of stealing from her. In one particularly dramatic claim, she alleged that she had left her bank card with Michael during a visit to Nigeria and returned to the United States, only to find that her account balance had dropped to just $1. Angela implied that Michael had drained her account. Michael strongly denied this accusation, repeatedly stating that he was not a gold digger and that he would never steal from her. At the time, many viewers were divided. Some believed Angela, while others felt that her accusations were exaggerated or manipulative.
Michael's long wait for a U.S. visa. After years of paperwork, interviews, delays, and emotional strain, Michael's visa to come to America was finally approved in December 2023. This moment was framed on the show as the culmination of Angela's sacrifices and patience. For many fans, it appeared that Angela had finally won. She had brought Michael to the United States after years of financial and emotional investment. However, what happened next completely stunned viewers. Just 2 weeks after arriving in America, Michael allegedly disappeared from Angela's home in Georgia. Reports soon emerged that Michael was now living in Texas, separate from Angela. The sudden separation fueled massive speculation online. Fans wondered whether Michael had used Angela to get to the U.S., whether he had fled an abusive situation, or whether something far more complicated was unfolding behind the scenes. At the time, most people assumed Angela was once again the victim. The narrative begins to crack. For years, the public believed that Angela was the primary financial provider in the relationship. This belief was reinforced by Angela's own statements, her emotional outbursts, and the way the show was edited. The storyline painted Michael as financially dependent, controlled, and possibly opportunistic. But bloggers and online investigators began digging deeper. One blogger in particular, @MaryPants, started reporting information that directly contradicted everything fans thought they knew. According to this blogger, it may not have been Angela funding Michael's life, but Michael funding Angela's. This claim sent shockwaves through the fan community. The legal documents that changed everything. The biggest revelation came from Michael's lawyer, who filed a motion to dismiss Angela's annulment petition. Within this legal filing were several stunning admissions that were never shown on television and never acknowledged by Angela publicly. Among the most jaw-dropping details was a paragraph outlining the amount of money Michael allegedly sent to Angela during their relationship between 2018 and 2023. According to the motion, respondent wired petitioner over $235,425 to help her when she asked. This single statement completely shattered the long-standing narrative. Evidence that Angela herself admitted to receiving large sums of money from Michael. Screenshots referenced in the filings allegedly show Angela acknowledging that Michael sent her $100,000 at one point and another $200,000 over time. As per the blogger's report, Angela allegedly asked Michael to place the money into an account so that they could hold on to it until he obtained a driver's license and a job in the U.S. This directly contradicts Angela's repeated claims that Michael was financially irresponsible, secretive, or incapable of managing money. Instead, it suggests that Angela may have been controlling the finances entirely. Disturbing allegations beyond money. The financial revelations were not the only alarming details to surface. According to the same legal documents and blogger commentary, the motion and exhibits also revealed disturbing allegations involving Angela's behavior, including the alleged use of a taser during confrontations. While these allegations have not been fully litigated in the public eye, they further complicate the image of Angela as merely a loud, aggressive reality TV personality. Instead, they raise serious questions about power, control, and potential abuse within the relationship. What Michael giving money to Angela really means. The idea that Michael was sending Angela hundreds of thousands of dollars fundamentally changes how their relationship must be understood. From the very beginning, Angela framed herself as the benefactor, the American woman rescuing a man from poverty. She often spoke down to Michael, reminding him that she was from the U.S., that she paid for everything, and that he owed her loyalty and obedience. If the financial reality was actually reversed, then much of Angela's behavior takes on a darker meaning. Rather than supporting Michael, Angela may have been financially dependent on him, or at the very least, financially controlling him. Angela's fear of being scammed. Angela's suspicion of Michael never faded. She constantly accused him of trying to scam her, cheat on her, or use her for immigration purposes. These fears were magnified after Michael admitted to being unfaithful with a local woman in Nigeria. Angela responded by tightening her control. She forbade him from working, demanded access to his phone and social media, and insisted on knowing his whereabouts at all times. To fans, this looked like the actions of a woman afraid of being taken advantage of. But the financial revelations suggest a different possibility. Angela may have feared losing control over the money. Joint earnings and reality TV income. Michael's alleged payments to Angela were likely not random personal gifts. Many fans now believe the money represented Michael's share of their joint earnings from 90 Day Fiancé, cameo videos, social media promotions, and other monetized platforms.
If true, this means Angela may have been keeping both her own earnings and Michael's earnings, effectively controlling the entirety of their shared income. This would explain why Michael appeared financially restricted despite being a major contributor to the franchise's success. Control disguised as support. Angela frequently shouted about how much she supported Michael, but if Michael was actually funding Angela or paying for his own visa, legal fees, and living expenses, then Angela's narrative begins to unravel. Her anger over Michael having a separate piggy bank account may not have been about secrecy, it may have been about losing financial dominance. Angela allegedly expected complete transparency from Michael, while simultaneously maintaining control over his income. Michael's GoFundMe and legal struggles. After Angela threatened Michael with an annulment, Michael reportedly had to start a GoFundMe to cover legal fees. This detail is particularly telling. If Angela had truly been supporting Michael financially, why would he need public assistance to protect himself legally? The story of Angela Deem and Michael Ilesanmi has long stood out as one of the most controversial, emotionally intense, and deeply polarizing storylines in the entire 90 Day Fiancé franchise. From their first appearance, their relationship sparked strong reactions from viewers, entertainment bloggers, critics, and even other cast members. The massive age difference between them, the cultural divide between America and Nigeria, the visible power imbalance, and their explosive arguments made them impossible to ignore. For years, fans believed they understood the truth behind their relationship, but recently uncovered information has completely flipped that belief on its head, leaving many viewers stunned and questioning everything they thought they knew. For a long time, the dominant narrative was that Angela, an American woman from Georgia, was financially supporting Michael, a Nigerian man, throughout their long-distance relationship. Angela repeatedly reinforced this image on camera, often saying that she paid for Michael's living expenses, sent him money regularly, and sacrificed her own financial security to help him build a future in the United States. She frequently portrayed herself as the victim in the relationship, suggesting she was an older woman being used or exploited by a younger foreign man who might only want a green card. However, new information that never aired on the show suggests that the truth may have been very different from what viewers were led to believe. Angela Deem and Michael Ilesanmi first connected online, and from the very beginning, Angela expressed suspicion. Michael had messaged her unexpectedly, something she repeatedly described as a major red flag. She openly questioned his intentions, wondering if he was attempting to scam her, use her for money, or manipulate her into helping him immigrate to the United States. Despite these doubts, Angela pursued the relationship intensely. She traveled to Nigeria multiple times, became deeply involved in Michael's personal life, and insisted on controlling nearly every aspect of their relationship. Their dynamic quickly became volatile, defined by jealousy, loud arguments, accusations of cheating, and emotionally charged confrontations. Angela never held back on camera. She accused Michael of lying, manipulating her, being unfaithful, and chasing her for financial gain. She often reminded both Michael and the audience that she was American, that she had money and influence, and that she had the power to change his life. This sense of financial and social superiority became a recurring theme throughout their storyline. Throughout several seasons of 90 Day Fiancé and its spin-offs, Angela repeatedly claimed that she was financially responsible for Michael. She stated that she sent him money, paid for his daily needs, and fully funded his life in Nigeria. According to Angela, this financial support justified her controlling his behavior, limiting his friendships, and monitoring his daily activities. One of the most controversial moments occurred when Angela forced Michael to quit his job. She said his workplace made her insecure and that she feared he would cheat on her again. Michael agreed, which further strengthened the belief among viewers that Angela was now fully supporting him financially. Angela also accused Michael of stealing from her. In a dramatic allegation, she claims that she left her bank card with him during a visit to Nigeria and later returned to the U.S. to find that her account balance had dropped to just $1. She strongly implied that Michael was responsible. Michael firmly denied the accusation, insisting that he was not a gold digger and would never steal from her. At the time, fans were divided, with some believing Angela and others feeling her claims were exaggerated or manipulative. After years of paperwork, visa interviews, delays, and emotional stress, Michael's visa to the United States was finally approved in December 2023. On the show, this moment was portrayed as the reward for Angela's patience, sacrifices, and persistence. Many viewers believed Angela had finally succeeded after years of financial and emotional investment. Then, everything changed. Just 2 weeks after arriving in America, Michael reportedly left Angela's home in Georgia. Soon after, reports surfaced that he was living in Texas, away from Angela. The sudden separation shocked fans and fueled intense speculation online. Viewers debated whether Michael had used Angela to get to the U.S., whether he had escaped an abusive situation, or whether something far more complicated was happening behind the scenes. At that point, most people once again assumed Angela was the victim. For years, the belief that Angela was the financial provider went largely unquestioned. The way the show was edited, combined with Angela's emotional outbursts and repeated claims, painted Michael as dependent and possibly opportunistic. However, bloggers and online investigators began uncovering information that challenged this narrative. One blogger, known as @MaryPants, reported details suggesting that the financial dynamic may have been reversed and that Michael may have been sending large amounts of money to Angela instead. The most shocking revelation came from Michael's lawyer, who filed a motion to dismiss Angela's annulment petition. Inside this legal filing were details that had never been shown on television or acknowledged publicly. One section stated that Michael wired Angela over $235,425 between 2018 and 2023 to help her when she asked. This single claim completely shattered the long-standing narrative fans had believed. Even more surprising were claims that Angela herself admitted to receiving large sums of money from Michael. Screenshots referenced in the filing allegedly show Angela acknowledging that Michael sent her $100,000 at one point and nearly $200,000 over the course of their relationship. According to blogger reports, Angela allegedly asked Michael to place the money into an account so they could hold on to it until he obtained a driver's license and employment in the U.S. This directly contradicts her portrayal of Michael as financially irresponsible or secretive, and instead suggests she maintained full control over the finances. The legal documents also reportedly included disturbing allegations beyond money, including claims involving Angela's behavior and the alleged use of a taser during confrontations. While these allegations have not been fully addressed in court, they raise serious concerns about power, control, and possible abuse within the relationship. If Michael was sending Angela hundreds of thousands of dollars, it fundamentally changes how their relationship should be understood. Angela consistently portrayed herself as the rescuer, often speaking down to Michael and implying that he owed her loyalty because she paid for everything. If the financial reality was reversed, Angela may have been financially dependent on Michael or exercising extreme financial control over him. Angela's fear of being scammed never disappeared. She constantly accused Michael of cheating, lying, and using her, especially after he admitted to past infidelity. She responded by tightening her control, forbidding him from working, monitoring his phone, and demanding constant updates. With the new financial information, these actions may have been driven not only by jealousy, but also by fear of losing control over money. Many fans now believe that the money Michael sent was likely his share of joint earnings from 90 Day Fiancé, Cameo, social media promotions, and other monetized platforms. If Angela controlled both her own income and Michael's, it would explain why he appeared financially restricted despite being a key contributor to the franchise's success. Angela often shouted about how much she supported Michael, but if Michael was paying his own visa costs, legal fees, and even funding Angela herself, that narrative begins to fall apart. Her anger over Michael having a separate account may not have been about secrecy, but about losing financial dominance. After Angela threatened annulment, Michael reportedly launched a GoFundMe to cover legal expenses. If Angela truly supported him, many fans question why he would need public donations to defend himself, further suggesting that the reality behind their relationship was far more complex and troubling than the show ever revealed. Plot twist in Angela Deem and Michael Ilesanmi's 90-Day Fiancé storyline leaves fans shocked. New information about 90-Day Fiancé couple Angela Deem and Michael Ilesanmi's story so far has been uncovered, which fans did not get to see on the show at all. Angela is from Georgia and began a relationship with Nigerian man Michael after meeting him online. Angela didn't hesitate while voicing her opinions about Michael on camera. She thought Michael was after her money and wanted a green card. Michael's visa to come to America was finally approved in December 2023. However, just 2 weeks later, Michael disappeared from Angela's house and now lives in Texas. So far, viewers believe that Angela was funding Michael's life in Nigeria, considering she'd made him quit his job due to her insecurities. Now, new information has been revealed. Viewers believe that Angela was funding Michael's life in Nigeria, considering she'd made him quit his job due to her insecurities. Bloggers such as @MaryPants have been reporting that it may have been the other way around. As per the blogger, Michael sent Angela over $200K. Michael's lawyer filed a motion to dismiss Angela's annulment petition. Among the many jaw-dropping admissions in it, the motion included a paragraph that reveals the amount of money Michael had seemingly been sending Angela during their relationship between 2018 and 2023. Respondent wired petitioner over $235,425 to help her when she asked, it added. As per the screenshot, Angela allegedly asked Michael to put the money into an account so they could have the money until he could get a driver's license and a job. Shockingly, it appears that in her response, Angela admitted that Michael sent her $100,000 and then $200,000 throughout their relationship. The motion and exhibits reveal even more disturbing details, including Angela's alleged use of a taser, the blogger wrote in their caption. What Michael giving money to Angela in the relationship means. When Angela and Michael began dating, Angela was suspicious from the start. She believed he might be scamming her since he had messaged her out of the blue. She often acted as though she was superior to Michael because she was from America, and this attitude showed in how she treated him throughout their relationship. Angela had even accused Michael of stealing from her. She claimed she had left him her bank card while visiting Nigeria and returned to the U.S. to find only $1 left in her account. Michael firmly denied the accusation, insisting he wasn't a gold digger. Meanwhile, Angela was afraid that Michael would cheat on her again after he admitted to being unfaithful with a local woman. She forbade him from going to work and led fans to believe she was financially supporting him. However, the money Michael gave to Angela was likely his share of their joint earnings from 90-Day Fiancé, or platforms such as Cameo, social media, and others. Rather than sending him money from her own pocket, Angela was allegedly keeping his portion of the show earnings as well, effectively taking control of both her and Michael's income. Angela may have been taking money from Michael to help bring him to America. When Angela yelled about supporting him, it may have actually been the other way around. Angela seemingly told Michael he needed to pay for his own visa, which could explain why she was upset about him having a piggy bank account. Angela may have expected him to be fully transparent about his finances, especially since his income was going to her. Eventually, Michael had to start a GoFundMe to cover legal fees after Angela threatened him with an annulment.